Hey guys, if you need raw dog food anywhere in the United States, be sure to visit our friends over at texastripe.com.
Welcome to NWA Connie Corso's podcast, where we talk all things dogs.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Y'all got us both here this time. The NWA Connie Corso podcast and the UnXcripted podcast. What's up, Rain back there making me something to eat? Y'all don't know, Rain is a chef by trade. What's up with you, man?
Not much, man. What's going on over there in the land of the Corsos and the alibis?
Man, hey, just ripping, running, getting ready. I'm pretty sure you saw it. Actually, you shared it. Next week we got an event here where we bringing in John Mims out of Baton Rouge, a guy that kind of been walking with me for a while, teaching me some things. So he coming here physically to help with get my dogs up to par. But we were just kind of thinking about it, said we was just going to open up some slots for some people. So that's going to be going down May 2nd, 3rd, 4th at my house. So if somebody ever want to whoop my ass, here's your chance.
I'm on the way. As soon as I finish this.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Salute everybody. Asiatic DK9. DK9, you out of Oklahoma, right? I think you might be coming. Neil Mack. Maizan. What's up, Jihad? Yeah. Yeah, so what about in your world, bro?
Man. Well, right now, I'm just doing some work in the house. I'm closing my kitchen backside porch off so that way I can sit out there, not have to worry about all the bugs and shit at night when I turn my light on. So I just put the frame up out there today, and then I got to go buy the screen and put all that shit up. And other than that, waiting on these snakes to come in from Malaysia and Indonesia.
What kind?
I got some Parasis carinatas, which are some Indonesian slug eaters, and some Athodimsis vertebralis, which are also Asian slug eaters, and then the other ones aren't from Asia, but some Cyba nebulatus, which are also slug eaters from South America.
Gotcha. So, I'm learning.
So yeah, that's what I got going on over here.
That's what's up. Yeah, I mean you a one-stop shop because you breed everything they eat. You breed the animal, their diet. Boy, if men could remember when men used to live like that.
I do.
It's been a while.
but yeah, it's different. It's different times, man. That's really what we want to talk about. With different times. Right. Shit changing. People starting to I think humanity's starting to do less and less as people and as individuals. And obviously, if you got work or dogs or anything like that involved, that shit falls into that too. Yeah. And ways from the past, man. That was like, because when I hit you up, I was like, man, I was having a random conversation with myself, and I'm like, man, it's crazy, like all the Merles and the Blues and the Blue Brindles, and then all that now is Fluffies and hairless and tries and tri-Merle, hairless, fluffy, double gene, heterozygous, ain't worth shit at the end of the day. Like, all there, a lot of that stuff, a lot of that the current designer stuff started with dogs that were, I don't want to say bad dogs, or I want to say, I guess a good word to say would be like offset dogs. It's like you had like a great kennel, in my opinion, was like Chaos Kennels. He had Mason Hog dogs. He had good dogs. He had a good program. But he had blue dogs there as well that he sold. And other kennels. There was a kennel in Ohio like that where I first started seeing the Merle American Pit Bull Terrier in the late 90s, early 2000s, and obviously in other things. I remember seeing blue Staffordshire Bull Terriers back then. I think the first dog that I ever remember seeing that would be considered a designer, because we didn't have that word back then, was the Dachshund. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but the earliest dog that I saw start to come in Merle, and we're talking outside of like Catahoulas and Shetland sheep dogs. We're talking about dogs that like you've never seen a Dachshund that's Dapple or Merle, or you know what I mean? And we're talking 97, 98, 99. These dogs were being sold in Dog World, Dog Fancy magazine. Like all these dogs that I just mentioned, they were all in that magazine.
Right.
And, none of those colors for those breeds were to any capacity, anything close to what they are now. And, it's just funny how the past kind of, when you think about it, how the past kind of contributed to a lot of this bullshit, because I guess people, I don't know, man. Maybe people got money hungry. They figured out how to make money. I never figured out how to make money selling dogs. So that was one thing I could not selling and breeding properly. If you got a product, if you're a trainer, if you're a good trainer, maybe if you're a boarding kennel, something like that, I understand. But if you're like, I'm breeding dogs, I got a kennel, I put this much into my kennel to get it started. I put this much into it annually into the kennel. I got this many dogs. It costs this much to feed a dog, plus me. If I got family, my expenses, houses, work, electric, all that shit ties in. So like I said, unless you're selling like $10,000 puppies and you're hitting that every single time on every single litter, I never saw it. So
right. Yeah, you got to be on a it takes a special person, and they far in between to be on that level. You know what I mean? Usually you see them having to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they're gonna be doing something else. They just can't live off bread alone. You know what I'm saying? It's always something else in the mix. It's tough,
Well, one thing to also is like when you think about it, like remember when the blue pit bull first hit the scene? Even though this dog already existed in the 18th century, and then they just decided like, they didn't want to deal with that color anymore for whatever reason. But the color resurfaces obviously for genetic reasons, dealing with color codes and things like that. But it was people who never wanted a pit bull, who never wanted a dog, who never, you know what I mean? Like everybody had to have a blue pit bull. I mean, when that dog hit the scene, you couldn't find one for less than you was paying $1,000 on average. This is on average $1,000 to $2,000 for one of these blue dogs back then.
Right.
On average, and everybody had to have one. I remember I got a blue brindle, a UKC pup. It was a pit bull UKC blue brindle dog, real nice bitch. Back then, though, I was only like 15, 16. I was pretty much peddling dogs back then.
Right.
But even then, the blue brindle for me at that, like that was rare to see that shit. Now it's nothing.
Blue brindles everywhere.
Yeah, so now you see how that color, it don't even, now you can go get a blue dog on Craigslist. For $100 now. You can walk down the street, somebody will give you. Like, I just had a litter of pit bull puppies, blue. You want one? Same thing with the ball python, same thing. Like this snake came over here, and it used to be like $100, $200, $300 in the pet store, and it only came in one color. And then something happened in the 90s around the same time all this shit was happening. I don't know. It must have just been something in the atmosphere. That albino gene hit, boom. And then shit just went crazy after that. And now that snake comes in 8,000 different colors. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, but the original ball python, that's a $10 animal now. The albino was like the blue pit bull. Albino ball python, he wasn't even Bob Clark wasn't even selling that shit. He wasn't even selling the shit, Joe. So motherfucker broke in his house to steal the shit.
Then they start selling.
You know what I mean? Like, so, and it was that big of a deal. Now you can go look on Morph Market, and there's literally 20,000 albino ball pythons for sale. For probably you can get one for $100. Matter of fact, I can get you one for free right now if your kids wanted one. I could call my homegirl; she breed them.
Really?
Charge you the shipping because she's like, nobody is buying these shits. It's kind of like some of the American bullies, some of the other breeds that like shot off in the end. What did Kyan say?
He said early 90s was red nose.
Oh yeah, for sure. The late night,
late
for
night
sure.
with blue dogs,
for sure. What's good, dude? Yeah,
What's
for
up,
sure.
Kyan?
Sure.
Yeah. Colors. Yeah. You know what I was thinking about when you was saying that? That French bulldog been around a long time, bro.
Yeah, that's really a rare dog for real. Yeah. You don't see that dog a lot. Like a real French bulldog before all this shit. I mean, how many French bulldogs you see? Like, and we're talking about not going to a show, just like out walking, like seeing people with French bulldogs when you really think about it.
Well, I mean, what kind are you talking about? The standard kind or all the color
regular,
kind?
The bad-eared Frenchie, the regular French bulldog. I
actually the demographic where I live, I see them a lot with Caucasian ladies.
See, yeah. Well, I was gonna say the only people I ever see them with is with like middle-aged or older white women.
Yeah.
Generally, that's who I see with French bulldogs.
Right.
I don't see a ton of them. Like what's a popular dog that they generally have a lot? Like I think they have more. Like definitely see more English bulldogs than French bulldogs around and within that same group for sure. I guess it's just something about white women and bulldogs. I don't know.
Right.
We got white women in the comments. That can confirm. White women and bulldog. I don't, you know.
Gotta go viral. White women and bulldog.
They be rescuing the fuck out of pit bulls. So that's like, same category a little bit. So, like, and they do that in their teens to early 20s, like mid 30s. That's when all the pit bull rescuing goes on, and then they graduate to a Frenchie or an English, I guess.
Right. Now, C said, then the piebald popped out, and there was new fad. I think I saw a piebald bauble yesterday.
You might
yeah. Yeah, no, I seen Gerald at All World Doberman Club. He was doing a show on baubles, and I seen a bauble that looked like he had piebald like a healer color or something. Yeah, I've never seen one like that. Yeah. So first blue dog I seen was in 2000, New Dogman Kennels and Outdoors. How you doing, sir? Then Kyan says the cream brindle and piebald, you could say white, Joe. I give you permission, laugh out loud. Kyan, you could say black. Yeah. Yeah, so ties have changed. You've been around them dogs a long time, bro. I remember you was talking about like when you was living in Ohio, when you used to see the Corso, what was the main colors you used to see in those days?
Everything you were really seeing what they call like that chestnut brindle.
Oh yeah.
I a lot of brindles. Obviously, a lot of blues, a lot of blue brindles. I don't really recall seeing a ton of black dogs back then, not in person. I don't even recall seeing a lot of black brindle dogs in person. I mean, that's the same time when that blue dog hit. So everybody wanted something blue. And even those cream color dogs, those cream color Corsos back then, like I never saw one in person.
Right.
I saw pictures of them. I never even
see
saw
them a lot
one.
now. You see, they call them straw now. So you can see them a lot now. That's for sure. What's up, Doug? What's up, co-producer? Doug just showed up.
Doug. We need to get Doug. Doug need to be in the middle on the
On the I've been trying to get Doug to come say hi for a minute. He don't want to do it.
But a lot of brindles. So my first one was a blue dog, and that dog, I know the dad was a brindle, a brown or chestnut. I can't remember. I think the mom might have been a blue, if I remember correctly. As it's been a while. And then the dog I had after that was like a chestnut, and then I had a. I don't really think that dog was a black brindle, but it was a pretty dark brown, but I wouldn't say it was a black brindle. And that dog was actually related. That was another Scandifio dog. And these were that somebody just dumped on me.
Right.
Nigga just following the bandwagon, like, cause found out where I got the dog from and then went and got the dog from. And then I ended up with 3 dogs out of that litter. 2 of them just got dumped on me.
Right.
And I ended up giving one of them away to a guy named Peanut. Oh, Peanut.
Oh, Peanut.
Hey, you want to hear some funny shit? Boy, so this motherfucker Peanut, right? Peanut was a little short, stocky white dude, shaved head, swastikas all over him, Irish, like through and through. You walk past this motherfucker any given day, and there could be a deer hanging, from his tree, right? He had his house, he had his yard, and then behind it, he had like a big garage, like in the back, like offset in the back, and he had a couple pit bulls. He had a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. He had a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. He had some pit bulls, and we got cool somehow. I guess I don't know, man. Racists, they be liking me for some reason. I don't know. I guess.
Hey, bro. Hey. Where I live, that type of dude you described, I thought you was talking about my neighbor, man.
So
I have no problems. I get free firewood, baby.
Right. So this dude hit me up one day. He called me up one day, man. He said, Ray, man, come over here, man. I got some fucking fire I want to smoke with you. I said, oh yeah? He said, yeah, man, I got some fire. I said, all right, man, I'll be over there in a minute. So it's just like walk around the block, right? Get over there, get in, we sit down, him, his girl, we sitting over there talking, we smoking, and I'm like, damn, Peanut, like this shit really hitting. Like, where you get this from? He's like, man, he's at home. You know what I mean? Like, he's at home, he's comfortable. He's like, I'm like, man, where you get this from, man? He said, man, I got this from over there in Nigger Town. I said, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, I fell out, bro. I started laughing so hard. He didn't even know how to take it. I said, bro, I don't care about that.
Right.
I said, I'm not that. I don't care about that. I said, plus, if you're going to be racist to me, I'm mixed. So you got to put all that stuff together. If you want to get expensive to me. But it was hilarious, man. I said, oh man. I said, well, can you take me over there to Nigger Town and give me some of this?
but let me tell you something, Rain. But see, I don't do that. I don't do all that racist stuff because my parents are white.
Well, see, that's the thing. I tell you,
man, I'm lying. I'm lying.
On my dad's side,
I'm kidding.
But I have a homie I went to school with who your complexion. He's gonna be your son. But he was adopted by a white guy, since he was a kid. You know what I mean? And but he knows. But yeah, it was just a funny story because he dealt with dogs, man. That dude was funny as hell. That was a hilarious dude right there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he
Boy, you
said,
got me.
he said, man, you know how I get rid of fleas on my dogs? I said, how you do it, Peanut? He said, man, I put car oil on them. I said, you getting rid of the fleas and the hair on your dog, buddy. You're not.
Sound like a mange treatment. Hey, about time that dog. Yeah, dip them. Yeah, hey, them old school dog men, man. I'm telling you, man. My cousin came by here the other day, and he picked up one of them alibis.
Yeah.
And you know, it turns into a yard tour. Boy, them old dog men, boy, they rip your yard apart, don't they, boy? They living too nice.
You sound like me talking to my cousin. He got he got a bitch off of my last litter. And I'll be telling him. He'd be like, or he'll be yelling at the dog in the background. He's like, I'm gonna send you back up there with your breeder. It's gonna be boot camp. He said it's gonna be boot camp up there.
Right. Yeah. Them old school breeder, boy, they tough, boy. They tough on the yard, boy. Yeah, cause they, I was talking to one of my buddies today, and this is I can't wait till he come on. He coming, but he a show breeder, right? But man, and he show Rottweilers, right? But if you talk to him, the first thing you must have in the Rottweiler is what he was designed to do. He said when he take people when people come buy puppies, they don't come get to look at the puppies first. He said, I take them back there and see the dog and how the dog's supposed to act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not the puppies and then the parents. No, can you handle this dog? Then he says that's when I introduce him. He take them out and he introducing them to handling.
Yeah, that's literally. I got a client that's got Rottweilers, and that's literally what I just told him 2 sessions ago. I said, man, when you get a client, man, or somebody come and if you think they're really interested, I said, what you need to do is go take your dog out, put that dog on a leash and give them that dog and you walk at a distance and see. I said, you might find out, and they might find out they don't even want that dog for real after they deal with this dog. So, it's like people used to come in the kitchen, but they want to cook. They're coming in, talking about they got the best chef coat on, all that, the best knives, and can't cook worth shit. At the end of the day, like I'm doing my station and your station, like, because you thought that's what you wanted to do till you heard, we got 500 on the books tonight and the party is 70. You're like, what? Like, what does that mean? 500 on the books. I mean, 500 people about to come in here and then some. Really? We can fit that many? Like, they start, man, I've seen people start crying on the line, bro.
Yeah. And he was telling me, he was like, some people be having show breeders messed up. He said, because some of them just great handlers. He said, all our dogs ain't soft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's my whole point right there, man. Like, looking the part, looking like you can come and cook the food, and actually cooking the food when it's busy is a totally different. Yeah, okay, you great when it's 20 people on the books. Like, wow, whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? You great. Your dog is great when he bark and the motherfucker run off.
Right.
What happened when that motherfucker don't run off?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So yeah. So I know we must always keep in mind that when you got these guardian breeds, you still got to breed for what he's designed for, and just know how to handle them. You know what I'm saying? That's what the main thing in that I did. I don't know if you saw that video I did with the attorney. I
didn't watch. I didn't get to finish it, but I watched.
But that was the main thing he was stressing. So put some training on them. You know what I'm saying? Just put a little training on them. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of buddies that, they want a dog that tear your ass up. But if you can't control them, if you can't control your own dog, we got an issue. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everything cute ain't shit. That's right.
I think and the quality of dogs and the quality of life it's just a lot different. I think now even more so corners are being cut now with things more than ever. So, you know, like I was telling my client, I said, man, you got to make sure that you fill in the blanks, bro, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff out here that's happening. I said, you know, like as you, because, you know, we're to the part where we're talking about the diet. And I told him, I said, man, diet is 60% of your program. I said, and anybody that tell you different don't know what the fuck they talking about. I said, because if you ain't feeding your dogs, then you have no program.
You have no program.
If you're not eating, I said, your diet, the diet for your dog don't stop at them. It's go with you too. Because if you're not fit to go out there and fuck with these dogs, I said, people forget shit, man. I said, you got to make sure that you fill in all the blanks. I said, man, you gotta know, you gotta look at, you know, how meat is the quality is going down. So when the quality goes down, that means the nutrients and all that shit goes down. Or I said, so you got to be able to make up for that. And I said, and how are you going to make up for that properly? I said, you know, when you back in the day, nobody really talked about, you know, this is another one of those things. Nobody really talked about raw. There were people have always been doing a raw diet to whatever extent of that was for that particular person. But nobody was really talking about raw until like, I'd say like, I mean, I'm talking about everybody now. It's like 15 years ago, like raw just exploded. Like, oh, nigga, you ain't feeding raw, man. You like, oh, you, like, dude, you just started feeding your dogs raw last week.
Oh yeah, they make you feel guilty about not feeding raw now, boy. They make you feel ashamed.
Right. Now you're going around dogging other people, talking about who ain't feeding raw. And you know, and then I look at your raw diet, like, bro, this is not a raw diet, bro. This is
right. Yeah. And you can only feed raw. You can only feed raw when you can, man. When you got 135-pound dogs, you got 8 to 10 of them, man. Okay, let's see if you can keep up. But I tell you what, like I got a half a deer the other day, right? I said, man, don't give me everything. Those trimmings, I grind them down, take the fat off of them, grind them down. That's my dog food. Give me them bones. I want it all.
Yeah, you better than me, because I would have tried to just drop the deer off in my house. I'm gonna go ahead and clean him in the backyard.
Right.
No, see, all this, I had some ducks. I got a couple more duck carcasses in there.
Right.
And a couple chicken carcasses in there to push down and turn into some bone broth. You know, for myself, but I don't have dogs here anymore. But if I did, you know, that would definitely be something for them. And that right there, that bone broth is a super boost for a dog and their immune system. So yeah, keeping a you know, getting a whole prey item if you can, a whole deer, whole cow, all that bone, all that. I mean, it's like you said, man, you got a lot. You got a lot of use in there. I mean, all those bones, all that leftover trimming can be turned into gallons and gallons of stock.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
And another thing, I seen it was a guy we interviewed. Me and CDC interviewed this guy together. What's his name, man? I forget. Out of Texas, hog hunter. He made a post the other day. He said, I don't know why people who say they hunt hogs get by kibble. Feed them the hogs you kill. You know what I mean? I said, damn, that's a good point. Yeah, ain't no sense buying. If you're a hunter, ain't no sense buying no food, no kibble, is it, bro?
Yeah. What's the name? They Katrina and Ken, they do when they were living. I don't know if they're doing any now, but I know I think her dad, he used to bring home. He used to go out and hunt hogs and bring them home, and then they would dispatch them and give them to their dogs. I'm not a huge pork person when it comes to that, but I know people that do use pork for their dogs, though.
Oh, really? Yeah.
On a daily basis, it's just not I like to take the pork personally. I'm not a huge pork person unless it is wild. Like, I definitely don't want no farm raised shit if I can help it. But
why is that? Why you don't want the farm raised?
Yeah, I don't want nothing off of a farm unless it's like a real organic farm. Like, I don't want my fish tasting like grain. I don't want my, you know what I mean? Like all that shit is like it's commercial fed, and all that shit is like it's just more chemical, more additive, more preservative. Like the difference between like a wild caught trout, like a steelhead versus a steelhead coming off a farm it's ridiculous. Like even the fat content, like on like a king salmon to like a king salmon coming off of a farm, bro. It's like two totally different fish. And it's not good for you. That farm raised stuff isn't good for you.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of them got I was reading package of, I think it was cod. Cod has a lot of metals in it. You know that?
Yeah, a lot of cod. There's a few other fish you find a lot of mercury in and things like that.
Dangerous stuff.
But that's all from shit that we've done to the planet, basically. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, every time you look around, you read an article about they pouring pharmaceutical waste in the waters, and I know you send me a lot of stuff all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you look at now all these chemicals they've been putting in the food and in the water. Like they like you ask the logical question: how are these people not in jail right now? They knew what they were doing when they first put it in there, but yet, and then we got people out here political gang banging. Bear, oh yeah, bear to my dogs and to myself.
I ain't never had bear. I've had beaver.
I had beaver.
I've had raccoon. You know this. You know when your people grow up when your grandma and them, they from the Delta, cotton pickers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We used to eat. Man, I would eat almost anything, but that looks except anything that look like a rodent. I wouldn't eat no armadillo, probably.
Yeah, I've had armadillo in Mexico. Armadillo, porcupine, bat, wild chicken, shit, dog. Like pretty much anything, tarantula, scorpion, grubs. When you in the jungle, like you said, when you in the Delta, when you in the jungle, in the jungle, and you hungry, them grub on a stick that just went over that flame, looking
look real nice, don't they?
What Doug said?
He said sardines and anchovies are some of the cleanest fish.
Oh, I love sardines.
In your repertoire being a cook, you said something one time. You said you watch the animal, you know, you dissecting the animal. You all about the animal. It living and all the way until it makes it to the plate. Man, dang, I just lost my thought. And it was a good question. Dang, I'm getting old, bro. But anyway, it might come back to me. A lot of farm-raised fish. This is Quran. A lot of farm-raised fish have antibiotics in them. Is it true? You ever heard something about fish being in the sewers in China and they just pouring antibiotic down there to keep them going?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of stuff going on over in China. Synthetic rain and, you know, the fish. It's not, I mean, you know, the fish over there is a very important animal. So, you know, one thing I know is even a lie is rooted in truth somewhere. So it's probably some truth to that shit. It's no telling.
Hey, Dura, what are you talking about? Ass. I don't want to hear nothing about no ass. I feel sorry for Shannon Sharp right now. Shannon Sharp gonna have to, boy, you're gonna have to come call me and get some gang because you can't be that gang goofy, brother.
I don't even know what be going on with that. I just see stuff.
They're just getting caught up on these different SA cases, sexual assault cases, messing with Instagram models and stuff. Neil Max said my dogs have been doing good with lamb. My brother, where you getting that lamb from?
Yeah, lamb is good. Actually, my same client, I gave him this old nutrition book, and in this nutrition book, it gives a detailed diet for every breed that was around during that period of time. And one for the Rottweiler, it said lamb is way better for Rottweilers than beef, and it actually gives this diet that they used to use for Rottweilers during that period of time.
Oh, gotcha.
But lamb, Man, I think I was doing something back in the 90s. Pro plan lamb and rice.
Yeah.
Just because it had lamb on it. I'm grabbing that shit. Like, what's lamb?
Yes, sir.
I'm feeding my dog lamb. Boy, what you eating? Kibbles and bits over there? No. Pro plan over here. Well, that's pro plan. Yeah, a pro plan.
Now, see, hey, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the chat. We just come in. We're gonna start trying to do a weekly, just come in and talk with the family. You know what I mean? Combine both families. We all one family, unscripted NWA anyway, but we're gonna just come in and start chopping it up. Dumping illegal amounts of waste, destroying the ecosystem now, she says. Caveman says bear and beaver are good. Beaver was really good. Beaver tastes like roast to me.
I only had it once. I couldn't even remember.
It was tender, real tender.
I'll tell you what's a waste though, to me, is kangaroo, man. That shit is so lean. Like,
really?
You gotta mix it with something. Like, I tried to make burgers with it, and it just wasn't even worth the money that I'm paying.
Okay. Yeah. Dang, really. Yeah, alligator is good. Yep.
Ostrich is amazing. It's amazing. Ostrich is amazing. Ostrich burgers, ostrich steaks.
Oh, I'm down for that bird. Bring me that bird. The father, Caveman says, the further up the food chain, the more contaminated it is.
You see that? You see the thing? I don't know if I sent you that thing. How they told me they were liquefying all the dead bodies and putting them back in the water supply.
Oh yeah. Because
they've been doing that for a long time, man.
Yeah, when you said that, that brought me back to the memory of being in horticulture. We used to use this stuff called blood meal that was actually
I got some upstairs. Blood meal, bone meal. Yeah, I grow my weed with that shit. Yeah.
Right. I mean, what do you think about that though? I mean, if it's useful instead of taking up some space.
I mean, you gotta look at it. There's an anime, man, that kind of depicts a little bit of what we're dealing with, and it's basically like about these elites that are spiritually tapped in, and they want to reset the planet so that they can try to make everything right. So they keep killing everybody, try to reset the planet over and over and over. And it's kind of like what these elites are trying to do in a sense. But problem is the way they're going about it is just and it's in another sense. But I mean, we're dealing with people who they kind of figured out how it works, bro. That's why people are like, oh, the Simpsons is predicting. It ain't predicting nothing. Well, that's deep. They're telling you. They have to tell you what they're going to do so that they don't have to deal with their own karma at the end of the day. So they're going to tell you, yeah, we're going to kill you. And then they go on about their business. And then when they do it, that's why you're like, how come nothing ever happens to these people?
I learned in life, bro, the number one thing you got to do is listen. Listen, people going to tell you how they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just listen. Just keep listening. And even sometimes when we think people lucking up getting ahead, most time they already got studies. They already telling you, look, this is going to be the premier job in 10 years. This area of the country going to be hot because this is going on. They tell you, we just don't look.
That's the same shit I tell my clients. When people call me for a consultant, I say, man, if you listen, they tell you every 20 years. When they restructure every 20 years like they do, they tell you where to go, what the new field is, where to invest your money, this, that, and the other. And because they know that 80% of people are not going to do it. They know that. It's the same. If that were the case, I wouldn't be able to make so much money sitting on my ass at home talking to people on the phone for stuff that they could ultimately be doing themselves. And I tell them this.
That's right.
Bro, well, y'all, I will take your money, man, but I'm sick of fixing your credit, bro. You can literally do this yourself.
Right.
You don't need me to do this. It's all there, cut and dry. Now they even got an app that you can talk to, and it'll make the stuff for you. So I'm like, but people are like, nah, brother, I'd rather you do it. All right, well, go ahead and send that money. So, but you got a lot of people unfortunately, you got a lot of men like that. Unfortunately, you got a lot of black men like that.
Yeah.
That don't do shit. Unfortunately, like I know a lot of them, man. Like they pay somebody. They got a guy for everything. Like I know guys like they got a guy for every. It's cool to have connections, but like damn, bro, you can't even boil water. You can't cook a meal. You don't know how to take a picture. You don't know how to paint. You can't change a tire. You don't. I know guys like that, bro. And
that's crazy.
It's sad. Like I said, the majority of the people that I know like that are black men. Unfortunately, don't get mad or not. That's what it is.
Right.
Like that's crazy.
Like, yeah, that's what happened. You know, during COVID, when I know, man, when I hit a boom and then I hit a real low, and it was a period where you couldn't find hardly anybody to work. And then if you really looked and dissected why you couldn't really find nobody to work, because the boomers left the market. The boomers left that thing, and it really pulled up America's skirt and showed it like these motherfuckers ain't working, bro, and they don't want to work. You know what I mean?
Man, I was in Colorado at that time, like right at the start of that, man. You could walk downtown Denver and they had signs everywhere was hiring, like, and they was telling you how much they were paying you before you even walked in there. So it was amazing to me, like how there were so many, like I saw entire families of homeless people on the highway. Like I'm going to get weed and like their mom, dad, kids like on the highway with a sign. Come back the next day, it's a whole different family there. I'm like, bro, how? Like they're paying you $20 to work at that fucking Chiba Hut down there. Like, why are you standing here begging for money? They're hiring you over there.
That's right, man. I tell brothers all the time, like especially where I live, where it's just booming that and it's growing. Get you some soap, a rag, and a bucket. You can make $100 grand here. Easy. You just got to do the work.
It's so many things that you can do, especially right now. You know, to like reselling products is a good one. I tell people that all the time. But if you work in, you know, I guess it also depends on what your day job is and what you have time for. But like even reselling like a particular product or like coming up with something that nobody else has or that you know that you can do better and reselling that shit. I know guys that go to the Dollar Tree, buy up all the Yardley soap, all like the best toothpaste, all like the best looking toothbrushes, and then they get on Amazon and package like 4-pack of Yardley and sell them, you know, for $20, and they just pay $5. I mean, I sell on Amazon and on eBay, but I don't sell any of those type products on there. But I've been thinking about it.
They're just like when people have yard sales, the first people that come out there are the people that got resale shops. They send people to hit all the yard sales up. They be the first there, buy all that stuff up, and then they take it back to their resale shop and sell. That's the hustle that a lot of people don't know about. You know what I mean? They first there. Yeah.
Yeah, look at Pawn Stars. They send you out to go get something like that. You bring it back, that should be worth $1 million.
Right. Yeah, it's all kind of things. I mean, too, this is something I want to work toward. Being where I live, it's a lot of deer here. It's a lot of dudes always losing a deer when they shoot one. And I'm on the Facebook page here, and they be like, "Anybody got a dog? Anybody got a dog?" If you got the right dog, you go out there find that deer and charge them $125 or something like that, real quick. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have ideas, man. Chuck Spears says, no, Caveman said, my favorite way is beaver burger. I hear you, bro. Chuck Spears says, y'all eat Rocky Mountain oysters. I haven't ate that. Have you ate that, Ray?
I've eaten. He asked me if you ate balls before.
Who ate you? Oh,
that's like hog maws.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, yeah.
That's what they call it in Colorado.
Yeah.
I didn't have that shit. I didn't had most parts of the animal that you can eat.
Right.
Like I said,
got onto my butcher
because you live in the jungle and you don't know when you're literally out there trying to catch food, you're gonna eat what them motherfuckers bring you. For sure.
Hey, I got onto my butcher because I'm like looking at my package. I said, "Man, where my oxtails at?" Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know you want them. You didn't say nothing about them. I said, "Bro, what? Oxtails? Come on." He said most people don't want them. I said, well, give them to me then. Anybody don't want them, give them to me. Y'all know what I'm talking about, them mocktails, how big they is in the culture. Yeah. Greg, what's up, Joe? I finally caught one of your lies. What raw food diet do you feed your corsos? Well, bro, I feed I got a bunch of dogs, so I'm kibble most of the time, but it just depends on availability. Like when I just got this cow done and whatnot, like I was telling you, I'll get all the trimmings and everything and grind them down and the bones and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna tell you everything, but then two, when I'm feeding raw, I'm feeding raw during the whelp because I like my mothers have the best nutrients they can get, and it just seems like they bounce back hard. My puppies be looking really nice too, so I'm always feeding raw on the whelp. I got raw in that fridge right now. I ought to go walk out there and show you since Rain's showing his kitchen.
I just got done. I still got work I got to do in here.
The fuck is this damn can open? Asiatic, what's up, chat? Listen, Dash. Y'all got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Bring that knowledge out. Okay, let me show these. They go Javier. It's like that for some. I wish I had big money to pay others to do shit I don't want to do. Laugh out loud.
You said
yeah. Well, you probably only need to pay others when you ain't really got a lot of time. And try to, because it's just too expensive too right now to be trying to pay other people to do shit too, though. No wishing though. Chuck Spears said, "Y'all hear of Smitty the Goat? It's awesome game for all of us in of day." What? I hadn't heard that.
What is Smitty the Goat? No.
Yeah. You got me with them Rocky Mountain oysters. I wasn't even thinking about what I was saying, man. Yeah, Doug. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Tracking. Yeah, tracking.
I just bought this shit. You telling me it's not working already?
I'm about to check. I'm gonna change up for a minute. Hey, babe, I'm on camera. Don't cuss me out, man.
I want to know why this fucking can opener isn't working anymore. Bought this shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how I turn this camera around. How I turn this damn camera around. Well, I don't know if I can turn it around, but that's my fridge right there. Can y'all see that? So I did my half a cow. Then all them trimmings. Give me them trimmings and all that.
Oh,
but that's half a cow. That's a half cow. Ground beef at the bottom.
Want to come over there and smoke your whole fridge?
So,
smoke
that's one way. That'll last me. With my family coming snatching up shit, that'll last me about a year.
How many dogs you got over there, Joe?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back there right now.
Woo.
Yeah, seven back there right now.
Man, I would take 30 cobras over 7 dogs any day.
It's a lot of work.
Any day.
But my wife, hold on, let me tell you this. But my wife, she do a lot of the hands-on stuff with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm able to get away. She stay at home. So that's how I'm able to get away with all those dogs. Because busy as I am right now, and I get spurty busy sometimes, because I got a weird schedule, but I got a nice schedule too. When I worked for myself for 8 years, and then when I said, boy, I might need to go get another job. Money ain't like it used to be. I found a job where I worked 7 days on, 7 days off. Boy, sweet. But they try to get that 7 days. You know what I'm saying? But man, I don't know if I could have did it, man, because like when I went back to work, I was having struggles, man, because I forgot about all the games people play. You know what I mean? At work, you know, like
Yeah, that's
sizing
why
me up.
I don't think I could ever go back to somebody's restaurant because I'll leave. As soon as you say one thing, like I'm gone.
Yeah, you forget about it because man, when I built my company, I built the culture around all the shit I hated about jobs. I didn't like people not being able to, didn't want to come to work because there's somebody there that's an asshole. I didn't like the fact that you know how people could talk their way in positions and not really have to show work.
Oh
I
yeah,
took all
I
that
know
out.
that.
Yeah, yeah. My wife told me one day. She said, "I don't think I'm capable of ever going back to work." Now, most men hear that and they say, "Yeah, the fuck you will." But Millie, when you hadn't been living that lifestyle for a while, bro, you'll create you something else to do, bro. You'll create
Yeah,
you a job before you go back. That's how free it is. I mean, because like it'd be the small things like taking your kid to school, not waking up, rushing for the work for somebody. Not
man. These
you
people
dictate your pay raise, not nobody else.
are right.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be those things. But you know, way business set up and way the work set up, the business you say, I spent this, I spent this, I spent this, I spent this. Here you go, tax that. At the job, they say tax, 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 take, take, take. Here you go. That's what's left. It's backwards. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I know it. Man,
Yeah.
we're gonna be
Yeah.
fucked up
So
when they eat this bread pudding.
oh man, don't make me hungry.
I put I put way too much butter in here, but
Hey
that's okay.
chat, how many of y'all out there got more than one job right now? Or do you have a job and a side hustle? How many put a one in the chat if you got a job and something else on the side? Put a two if you don't, if you just got a job. Yeah, there's no such thing as being as bored. Man, you ain't lying, man, because it's always something to do. It is always something to do, man. We have great at one and two. Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. So how long you been a chef, bro?
Well, let's see. I actually started cooking because the person that I lived with couldn't cook for shit. So I should just sit up and watch Emeril Lagasse all night and
Oh,
Food
really?
Network.
Yeah.
But I started cooking. I didn't even start. I started cooking. I started cooking 2010. Like, bro, I had to lie to get my first job as a chef. Nobody would hire me because I didn't have no, I was in school for architecture. I didn't have any I didn't have any culinary skills, none of that shit. Nobody would hire me on entry level. So I had to make a bullshit resume.
Oh, really?
to say I could do all this shit that I didn't know how to do, but it seemed pretty simple to me, and it was. It turned out to be pretty damn simple. So yeah, I remember I remember my first job, man. I was working at this company called Sodexo, and I really liked that company for a corporate. I'll give them that. They really took care of me there. But remember, they put me with a first-time GM because they thought that I had owned a catering company at the time and all this other shit. So I knew how to do audit and inventory. I didn't know. I mean, shit's cut and dry. So I just figured I did. But when I got, so crazy, like it was nothing to it. Like I went in there and within like 3 months, I got promoted. Then I got promoted again. Then I became a key holder. And I wasn't even really cooking in there. But it wasn't until my homeboy that I went to high school with opened up a restaurant. Like that's when I really was like, because everything I did before that was corporate. So I didn't have no control. I wasn't really learning shit. And then I started working with this crazy motherfucker, Danny. And that's when they really like took me to school. And then from there, I left and just started bouncing around to other restaurants. And it's so funny, man. Bro, it's so crazy. Like so many crazy fucking stories I have, like animal related and non-animal related. But that motherfucker that I worked for that restaurant for, he's a year younger than me in high school, man. And like, bro, this was like 96, bro. I had just got kicked out of boarding school for some shit I didn't even do. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting up here, hey Doug, I'm sitting up here twirling in my head, cooking with rain show.
So yeah, I've been asked about it before many times. Like, bro, why don't you just cook and talk shit? Like,
yeah, God, I'm wondering what you're pouring in there and stuff like that. Jordan, that's what?
This is weed butter.
Oh, okay. Oh, you make it okay. So you making bread pudding with marijuana extract?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Hey, Jordan says I couldn't go back to working for someone else after working for myself. It's hard, bro. It's very hard.
So yeah,
you ain't gonna mistreat yourself, I hope.
And so this dude, right? So it's summer. We're getting ready to get out of school in like a month or two, right? This motherfucker comes to school, him and this other dude. I'll never forget him. They come to school, they had all this weed. He had a thermos full of gin in his bag and his lunch. Because I went to a private school. So you could bring your lunch, you could order lunch, we could order pizza, chicken basket. If you drove, if you had a car, you could leave campus. Like I used to leave and go to the pet store and like flip animals, and then I'd walk back. Like that's what, or go smoke a cigarette or some shit like that. But on this day, like everybody had planned to like meet up in the woods and like drink and smoke. And dude brought some Special K. So, and this school was like out in the middle. You remember the DC snipers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember? So the guy that they shot that drove the Metro bus. That was my bus driver that day. He dropped me off. Oh, I was the last drop off that he dropped off at that route before they shot him. I was at school when I was in college, but I was working as a counselor when they was doing all that craziness. Mm-hmm. And the same school. So this dude, right, he comes to school. I'll never forget it, bro. He popped those Special K pills. You know what Special K is, right? Tranquilizer for animals.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he popped those pills, boom, boom, drank that gin like it was a part of his lunch. You hear me? And then they were like, all right, we're about to go in the woods and smoke a joint. So they go into the woods, they get there, and I had some shit I had to do. Mind you, my aunt worked at this school. Me and my cousins, we all went to the schools. Generally, one of our aunts or mom or somebody worked at one of these schools that we went to. So I got my ass beat in class a couple times, like in class. Like and so so they go out to the woods. So I get done with what I'm doing. And so I start heading into the woods because I don't want to miss the weed. I don't drink. I don't want to miss the weed though. So I'm walking and it's this long driveway. And you can see the cars coming in and you can see where the street is. And as I'm about to put my foot on that driveway, my aunt's car, she had a rodeo. Remember that Isuzu rodeo? Yeah. It turned in. And I hit a spin so quick and went right back up that hill. I'm so lucky she didn't see my ass because all those kids got kicked out of school that day because the guy that took the pills, they went into the woods, started smoking the joint, and then he OD'd. Ooh. And so, yeah. And so the other guy that was with him had to run out, call the cops. And so the cops came. It was crazy. And so this is the same guy that opened up this restaurant, bro. I'll tell you, this shit was so hilarious, bro. I swear, I really thought he was going to fire me for this joke. But so one day we in the restaurant, right? And like we're prepping. He comes over to my station and he goes down in the low boy and he pulls out a thermos. You hear me, Joe? He pulls out a thermos. Now, mind you, I haven't seen this dude in like since that happened, since he got kicked out of school. And this was 20 years later. I had not seen him, but I've still been cool. We still got the same friends. I just never see him. And so this is the last person I thought that would open a restaurant. But anyway, so he pulls out this thermos, right? And he just starts guzzling it. And I turn around and I'm like, damn, bro, last time I seen you drink some shit like that, you almost didn't make it. He said, bro, pack your knives up and get the fuck out of my restaurant.
Did he? Oh, my God. Oh, man. Yeah, you brought back up. You hit a pain body in his life.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. No, like he could have died. And then the crazy thing, like his parents blame the school. Like, like they
parents don't never want to admit to they little Freddy Kruegers and stuff they produce. They just don't want to believe it. Let me okay, I see a lot of ones in the chat. I guess that's when I asked the question, who all got a job and do something else. Jordan 1, DK9 1, Will Gray 1 and 2, Greg 1, Patrick Tilford, retired Marine Corps, Jarhead. Thank you for your service, sir. Greg Job and Hustle, Cayenne 1. Javier Noriega retired Army and went back to work. Javier, what's good, bro? I thought you was gonna come on the show one day. Neil Mack, first year full-time with the dog. Oh, look at here. Neil Mack said he first year full-time with the dogs. Owned a restaurant
first year full-time, owned a restaurant for 14 years.
Yep. Yeah, man. Both of those sentences let me know you crazy.
Yeah, I was about to say, he went from running a restaurant to dogs. That way he said he don't want no life.
Hey, he got the temperament for this shit.
Yeah, he said forget life.
Yeah, good job, bro. We need to hear about your program.
He said, "What is this vacation holiday? What?"
Yeah. Yes, bam. RPG. Okay, that's the end of the comments. Anybody got any questions, comments, anything? Hey, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. How about that, Ray? If somebody want to come up and say something real quick, but we're gonna kind of keep it short. Your boy got to go to work in the morning. I am on the battlefield for the Lord.
I watched that new Michael B. Jordan movie, Sinners.
Man, they say it's good. They say it's good, huh?
I thought it was good, man. Well, here's the thing, bro. And this is another thing, man. People, listen, man, you have this social media shit out here, man. And so you had some random chick, TikToker, who saw the movie, claimed she didn't know what the movie was about. She didn't research the movie. She just went and supported it because it was a black movie. I'm like, okay, first of all, stop lying, because there's no way in hell nobody just goes to a movie and not even, even when I'm going out on random days, like I just feel like watching a movie. I don't give a fuck what it is. Like I'm still gonna look and be like, okay, what the fuck is this? What is this stupid movie? But so she was like, oh, the movie was so bad, I had to walk out. And so then it just got spread over social media that everybody was walking out of this movie, and that was not even anywhere remotely close to the truth. But I thought it was a good movie, though.
Yeah, CDC. He actually he mentioned it to us today in a chat earlier. So I don't watch TV, but if it's that good, I'll watch some TV, because the only thing I really watch is combat sports on Saturday. Rain, what's your favorite movie, bro?
My favorite movie?
All time. I'll give you two. I'll give you two of them.
Two?
Yeah.
Man. Probably, Desperado is definitely going to be on that list. Man, that's hard too, because fuck. It probably wouldn't, it might not even, man. I don't know. Yeah, Desperado for sure. And probably, man, that is a hard one, because I got a few good ones. Yeah, I can't even really pick from my top three, because like What Dreams May Come, like I love that movie. with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robin Williams. But then I also like what's it called? It's another movie along that same levels. I'm real into that metaphysical. Like Vanilla Sky was a good film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm real, like The Matrix is like, you know, that's like one of my top, you know, my top movies because of what it is. But yeah, definitely Desperado, because that's, you know, that's just my that's my thing right there.
Yeah. My two favorite is they easy for me. It's a movie with Tom Hanks, Road to Perdition.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, and that old movie, like Civil War movie, Glory.
Oh yeah, Glory. That's my yeah.
Oh man, them my two.
Well, hey, you know what? I gotta say this, man. The Predator franchise, not all the movies, but that first one, the first one with Arnold, and then the new one. But yeah, that Predator is definitely on my. That's one of my favorite films. Is Predator.
Man,
Snatch is a good film too. Ryan don't like that movie. He just like that movie because it's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier in there. That's all. That's all that is. He ain't never even seen it. He just seen the cover and he was like, "Oh, it's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier."
When you talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger, I mean, shoot,
The Running Man. That's my stay.
I just love it. I love that era with Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, even though it's fake, even though it's phonier than a $4 bill.
Yeah,
I love the Rocky series, the Rambo series.
Yeah, Devil's Advocate. That's another one of my favorite films too. Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves, Devil's Advocate. Right. Heat for sure. Heat. Yeah. It's man. You know they don't make movies. They don't make nothing like they used to.
Man,
they don't make nothing.
Everything has been repeated since we were kids.
If you really pay attention, it's been the same. Even the politics. First, it was blacks fighting for rights. Then it was women's rights. Then it was gays' rights. Now all that shit coming all the way back around again. Right. Same thing over and over.
Same thing over and over. Yeah,
they've been telling us like the chemicals in the food. They've been telling us about these chemicals since forever. So you know what I mean. Like it's the same thing. They know what's going on.
Oh yeah. This ain't nothing new. It's just it's just the same old. I try not to. I got trust issues with them motherfuckers. I got real bad trust issues with this.
Good films too.
Yeah.
I tell you what, one of the worst movies I hate. Them damn Fast and Furious. I can't stand that stuff.
Oh man, I couldn't tell you anything about one. Tell you the truth,
these guys driving Lamborghinis on snow-top mountains, driving cars off one mountain to another mountain.
Yeah, and just me thinking about Tyrese as I just think about a big old bald head black man always crying on TV. I hate them criers, but I hate Steve Harvey. Always crying.
Steve
like,
Harvey.
God, man. Stop crying.
What the hell Steve even doing? Steve just doing, what is he just doing? He still got his little talk show?
Yep, talk shows. He probably got about 50 of them. He's so scared of being broke. The man walks from one studio to the next.
You see, Said done took off. Said got that sitcom that's in its 7th year now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the one blonde chick from Two Broke Girls. Tina from Martin is his wife.
Oh yeah.
Tina from Martin is his wife, and then I forget the white guy's name. He's a funny guy though. And then the one guy from Snowfall is his son in there. Well, one of his sons. But yeah, it's been on. I watch it. It's entertaining. It's very woke though. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely one of those shows.
Oh yeah.
It's basically like white Midwest family moves into like Los Angeles, basically, like South Central LA type of thing.
Right. Man, I tell you what, you was talking about Said the Entertainer. What era do you think was the best for comedy? I'm sorry, y'all. This show that got the left.
You said the best era for comedy?
Yeah.
Man, probably like I would say late 90s, early 2000s. Like
I was thinking the same thing.
Comic View. all that stuff. I cannot believe I just did
In
that.
living color. In living color.
Yeah,
But
living
no,
color.
hey, them
Mad
dudes will be
TV.
canceled. Yeah.
Mad TV and living color. I mean, Saturday Night Live, they still push the limits a little bit,
A
but
little bit, yeah.
it wasn't like that. I tell you what, it's just there are some good comedians out there. It should, like, you want to know who's funny? You don't want to know who you should listen to if you don't know who he is dude is so funny. They gave him a spot on the new Office, and I've never watched The Office a day in my life, but I'm gonna start watching it now. Nate Jackson from Washington State, bro.
Okay.
His channel. Subscribe to Nate Jackson. Nate Jackson's he's got his own club in Washington State. And so what he does, but he travels. So what he does is he does like crowd roast, where he just comes in and he's not allowed to tell no jokes. He's like, I can only talk about stuff that I thought about since I woke up this morning, and basically talk shit about people in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all he does for an hour and a half is just talk about people. But people come there.
I know
he's talking about. Roasted. Like,
he's funny. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's very funny.
Yeah. Nate will have you. He'll give you an ab workout. Like, dude, will have you dying.
He that funny. Yeah, and then you got some comedians still hanging on that hadn't elevated, like Corey Holcomb with those, oh bitch, you gonna that old played out comedy. He's still, I think they walked out on him the other day. I'm not a fan of that type stuff, that old Corey Holcomb stuff, but I'm a big Richard Pryor fan. A big what's that boy that used to be with him? That used to write most of the jokes. Paul Mooney. I'm a Paul Mooney.
Yeah,
man. Oh God, boy. Man, I had a roommate one time. He was one of them Grateful Dead dudes. I think I heard every song by Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, I fuck with the Grateful Dead.
Man, you wouldn't have never thought this dude loved Paul Mooney. We used to be in there rolling all these racial jokes, man. Man, we be in there just dying laughing. You could listen to him around somebody else, they'd be mad as hell, boy.
Sound like dude I used to pick on in high school named Owen. He was white chocolate for sure. Like, he loved Richard Pryor. Boy, he had a Richard Pryor tape with him wherever he went, listening to Richard Pryor.
Dick Gregory was funny. He was one of them ones that'll build you up to a joke. This Wallace dude funny. This older guy. What is his name? Wallace.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know
Michael Wallace.
Yeah, I know
he's still.
About.
Yeah.
There's this new Mexican comedian. I think his name is Ralph Barbosa. Mm-hmm. Dude will have you crying. Like, yeah, he's hilarious. Yeah,
What's your favorite book, Rain?
My favorite book, man, probably the one I wrote.
Oh, you wrote a book? I didn't know that.
I wrote 7 books. I just never published anything.
This nigga's full of surprises, isn't he?
I got a whole like thing upstairs of like manuscripts of like all my notes, all the books I wrote, everything I ever documented, all my trips. Like, I actually had a fan club for when I was trying to get a book deal. So I had this manila folder, and everybody who read the books, they signed it like front to back, like cover. You can't even see what color it is, because I was really trying to make a movie script, but I didn't know how to write a formal movie script. So I was like, well, I can write a book, so I'll just do it that way. And that's how that shit happened.
Right.
And I started trying to get publishing deals, but it wasn't what I thought. So I just left that shit alone, and I just got manuscripts just sitting up there. But favorite book that I didn't write, probably, oh no, that's a good one. Maybe, probably The Tree of Life by Israeli Regardi, or
I remember that book. I never read that one. Yeah.
Or I read a lot of that stuff. That old David Zachariah Sitchin, Behold a Pale Horse is definitely one of my favorite books, but I don't
Behold,
really call that like a good read because a lot, that shit's happening right now. So
yeah. Them kind of like your what's your one? Your Art of War books?
yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah,
That's
they
like
classify all that stuff like New Age philosophy and
that's some jailhouse books.
oh yeah, sure.
You
Yeah,
have nothing to read. Hey, you better read. You better read. But it was a lot of wisdom in those books too. Just like Proverbs. Proverbs is books, with a lot of wisdom in it. My favorite book, my favorite book of all time was probably the autobiography of Malcolm X.
that's a good book too.
That's a cold book, boy. That people they are here there and just fear it. But I suggest anybody read that book because he showed the stages of how your life can change and how your thoughts can change. And they did they said he lived such a clean life when they did the autopsy. The dude that did the autopsy, he said he'd never seen a body that clean. Never. Yeah. Yeah, that was a wild.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. But he said his body was so clean in and out. It was just something he just never saw before on one of those tables. Sun Tzu. Yeah, that's right. Sun Tzu. Yeah. Anybody got anything they want to say? Anybody got any questions for me and Rain? I would like to just say again, next week, May 2, 3, and 4, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, John Mims coming to my house. It's originally just gonna be me and him. And he's just gonna stay over here and just gonna work them dogs and things just getting better, being a better handler and everything. We said, man, let's go open this up, man. Let's don't keep this to ourselves. So we decided to open it up. Yep.
I cut myself today.
Oh man.
Now all that fucking wood had I didn't always, man, as smart as I am, I do some dumb stuff sometimes. Like I'll be like right now, like how my trash can's all the way over here. Now, if I was in the kitchen and one of my cooks was doing that, I'd be yelling at him. Like, why isn't the trash can right there next to you? Why do you're wasting time? All that time that you kept walking back and forth to throw that fucking bread away, you could have been making stock right now. But no, not instead. You wanted to wait 5 minutes. That's how.
Yeah, you're gonna make somebody quit.
If you're not really there to really about food, that's why you see the restaurant industry has a high turnover rate. Because a lot of people are just there to get a job, just there to make some money. They're not there to develop their passion or anything like that. So they're not gonna take that. You can't yell at them.
Rain, who would you think is the most undesirable hire for most companies?
The most undesirable hire?
Yeah, I'm talking about phenotypically.
Shit. I mean, I don't know. That's what state?
Boy,
that has a lot to do with it.
Well, yeah.
But hell, right now, you look at anyone from, I think people 17 to 30 are having a hard time right now, but it's mainly like 17 to 27 in that age range, I think. And it's not even, because you used to be like, because I could sit here straight up and say, like, certain people would come in, young Latinos, young Blacks would come in to the restaurant wanting to work, and I could tell, like, nah, this shit ain't going to happen. So I'm not going to waste my time or your time because you're not, in 2 weeks, you're not even going to be here. You know what I mean? I can tell that when you walk in the door.
I think the last time I checked, though, just it was mostly women because of kids, mostly because of the children. She gonna call out. She a young girl, like in that age you was talking about. She young. She got kids.
I didn't even get to the women yet. See that's like I said, that's a whole nother thing there too. It's really because man, when you think about it, well, and then you also gotta look at it like now. how many people in that age range? Because that's like the beginning of and right into this new social media age.
Yes.
So most of them, the majority of them have seen people make money by literally doing this and music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Ray. Get it right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
school, job, no, bro, you're crazy. I'm not going to work. I'm not going. So if somebody is forcing somebody like that to get a job, most likely they're probably going. Yeah, I think anybody in that age range at this point in time, because like I think it's almost like they're like they have to let them be on their phones, or they know that they're not going to have nobody working there.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, yep. You ain't lying because some of the accounts we service, they got these media rooms where they take breaks, they can play games and things like that.
It's like in the
culture.
Yeah, that's like in the on that sitcom, Cedric sitcom. They opened up a because he's a mechanic, and then he sold the shop, and his son is an engineer, so they opened up a auto repair thing for electric cars, right? And so when they first opened it up, they had like skee ball tables in there, and so it's like it's literally what we're talking about right now. He old school. And they were new school. And he was like, bro, why are y'all playing games in here? Like, oh, not on my clock. Like, what is all this cereal? Like, y'all got snacks and, you're not used to all that shit. So, and that's real. That's literally what it is now. You go into some of these places and it looks like the arcade in there, or you look like you're in a lounge area waiting for somebody to come and talk to you. And like, it's weird.
But then you have the dark side of it too, Ray. Me and Rain, we going off tonight, ain't we? You had a dark side when you got guys like us that's probably from the inner city, not even the inner city, wherever you at in the country. All of us wasn't born with silver spoons. You might have started working when you was about 15, 16 years old. If it was something like me, I started working at a Wendy's, 15, 16 years old. Man, I'm 47. I've been working a long time.
Yeah, I started at 8. So
yeah, so you get that burnout about 35. Then you be wondering why your woman said, "Well, I need to start hustle. I want to start my own business," because she burnt out. A lot of people to be burnt out by 35 because you've been working 30 that long, man. That's a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even me personally, it used to be every 5 years I had to do something different. Now it's getting even shorter, 2 or 3.
See, that's one thing I liked about. See, I had so much versatility. Like it was like because you could piss me off. I could be working in a restaurant. Chef pissed me off. That's cool. I'm just gonna go sell weed. Yeah, okay, that's not gonna work. I'm just gonna go sell snakes. You know what I mean? Like in the restaurant industry, like if you can cook, you always have a job. And me knowing all the chefs, it was a good deal. But yeah, I know. I started thinking about that real early on, like because I knew what I wanted to do, and at that point in time, like the reptile thing, like it was just getting started then. Like the captive breeding and all that had just clicked a few years ago, and so I knew the only way that I was going to do all that, it's like I was literally going to have to do what I did: get on a plane, get passport, get on a plane, and go to these places. And so a lot of it was work, but a lot of it, I'd say half of it was work, and half of that shit was, I enjoyed myself. Even the times when I almost put my hand down on something deadly and it almost stung me or bit me, like, I knew the consequences when I was out there. But yeah,
it was just like that. It was a show played tonight with Justin McKee. Yeah, he was saying it. Even what you're saying is so true. He was saying with the dogs. He's like, man, so don't even waste your time. Try to go to the best dogs you can out the gate. Don't waste no time. You got to take chances in life, but you got to put yourself in the best position as well. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
Well, Brother Rain, You about an hour and a half in. Oh, I think we good. You
I'm
got
not
any?
good. I burnt
You
my
got
damn pizza because I forgot this shit was in. I ordered pizza today because I said I wasn't cooking for myself, and I forgot that I put the boxes in the oven. So I preheated the oven to put the bread pudding in.
Smell that paper burning.
I didn't even notice it, bro. No, you don't understand. It's so bad with me. Like I really like my homegirl gets on me all the time because I just be so oblivious to shit sometimes. Like, bro, I'm telling you, man, you don't know how many times I've almost been shot in somebody else's drive-by, or I've almost been hit by a car because I just be like zoned out. Like, or like house catch on fire. I'm upstairs knocked out. Like, what is that? Smoke? No,
that's that. Hey, that's that 20 twin.
Come downstairs, house on fire. Don't even care. Like, let me go ahead and just get the thing and put it. Yeah. I am tired. I'm mad. I'm mad. This is stupid. This is stupid. That's me. And I'm like, then I go sit down and think about it. Like, bro, like you gotta. One, it's because I'm bored. I ain't got shit to do out here in these sticks.
Well, hey, y'all know y'all can find Rain on the UnXcripted podcast on Instagram. He is a consultant in real life. If y'all didn't know that.
Yeah, if you need, credit repair, you're trying to start a restaurant, import, export, something like that. But don't call me and waste my time because I will hang up on you and block you.
Yeah.
Ask them about me. I will hang up on you and block you because I had guys call me. I had a guy, I didn't even charge this guy. I was trying to be cool with him, trying to be nice with him. I should say, not necessarily cool with him. Still called me for 2 months about some snakes, bro. Never spent $1. Never sent me $1 for a deposit. He's asking for the highest end snakes that you can get, like, want me to do all these imports for him. And this nigga was a bully breeder. And like, I could tell his mentality was just straight money, micro bully, straight money. Like, and I told him, like, bro, I probably still got the thread on my thing. Like, bro, do not call this line again. Like, ever. Yeah. He's like, oh, bro, I'm not saying I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't care at this point. Like, bro, I said, because I told him, I said, listen to me. I said, I'm telling you, you have BS'd me for so long. I said, if you send me money, I'm keeping it.
Right.
I said, I promise you, if you send $5,000 to my account, I am going to keep it. And I'm telling you that. I said, because I've been dealing with you on this phone for 2 months, bro. And I haven't charged. I said, people pay to talk to me.
Right.
So if you send $1 to me, I said, you can go ahead and tell them that I robbed you. I said, because I'm going to tell them that I took your shit.
Yeah. Because you took my time.
You took my time.
That's right.
So I said, I'm doing you a favor by blocking you. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, well, look, I'm gonna go and get on down. I'm gonna try to have that podcast you got, that pre-record you done. I don't know. They ain't got it back to me yet, but we'll see if we can drop it this week. If not, I'll drop it early.
Okay. I sent that. Yeah, the Justin Velez. I didn't.
Yeah, and I got the other one too. I got the other one.
I did send the Spencer Yoho.
You did send it. Yeah, I was having trouble downloading
too. I just didn't send you his pictures. Okay, I didn't know. Right. I didn't think I sent you Spencer's.
Yeah, we good to go though. We good. Yeah, we rocking. Yeah, man. So Ryan, you on Sunday, right?
The post. What's today? Yeah, I will let you know.
Let me know. If not, we'll just drop one of them episodes,
Because I'll let you know tomorrow morning. Because I think they said that they were okay with that, and if that's fine, then I just need to get some pictures from them. But cool. I'll let you know in the morning on that.
Bet that'll work. All right, man. Well, we're gonna get out of here, man. We'll see y'all next time.
All right, people.